bushel of grapes is more a burden than that steed of yours.
Snips. My back aches.
If I trust a woman, remember that.
Ooh.
Sir, be careful, will you?
Persisted, my fingers need to shreds.
Stench. Decaying bones. Kikimores must have tunneled into the grave. Someone placed an illusion here. Interesting.
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state.
True enough. Need to find your
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what...
Come on.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic...
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out. Abruxa had taken an interest in it.
It's Detlef's hand, without a
Can't you just summon Detlef? You're both hired vampires,
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better.
Last resort?
There is a being who can summon Detlef. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking an exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I, in turn, gave it to Detlef.
The hand. What do you plan?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy at Kaer Morhen. But if memory serves, Kovinaris...
He did prove it. Just never managed to publish his finding. It's complicated. So without delving into details, it is...
How's it work? We need any...
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a... This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced...
Any chance we might see what...
Indeed. Though I also hope resonant...
Kovinaris spent half his life proving...
You guessed correctly. In addition to Detlef's tissue...
Well, there's Mamoon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth...
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of... It will take them some time, nonetheless. So, perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion, rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things that...
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer?
Everyone's got...
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe it wise at times to
This your sophisticated way of asking me if I trust you?
I prefer almost always to ask indirectly. It seems a test of intelligence, one you just passed.
Maybe you should go first. Reveal one of your secrets. After all, you vampires lead very interesting lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Detloff
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had...
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why...
Got a new life, a new body. That'd give you a new...
Starting all anew is a very broad concept.
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you...
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis.
Fair enough.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity is a natural reaction under the circumstances.
Curious what you did after you were...
As I'm sure you can surmise, at first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Detloff bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him... Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon.
Bruges, you say?
Perhaps a dash. But what of you?
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after.
Ooh, seems like...
True enough. But it... Gotta ask you the big question. One everyone wonders about.
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well-founded? Well, that I do not. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything?
It's rather hard to explain. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must...
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40...
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't...
Very true.
All right, give you one...
One question to ask one as fascinating as you. If you were to die and be
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer. To find out if I like being a witcher. I like being on the path. I like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten... Yeah, not something I think about much. But I like being a witcher.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute...
Still no sign of your winged friend.
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit. ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned...
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent...
What exactly did...
The area around the estate. It's...
Spoons.
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Well, perhaps this spotted white is a hawk.
Now,
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance.
come on, search your memory.
I believe it had a relation to... Sorry, Geralt. I try not to clutter my mind with the detail. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct.
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dialogue.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction.
Too much in the white will simply sell you.
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial.
So, see...
Yes, the lake.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a...
All right.
And to you, my friend. Shall set up my gear, start brewing residence. No reason to delay.
Giddy up.
Never a good omen. Sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm, a message, trying to tell me something. None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you, never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right. Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around. Pigsty. Need to search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some white saliva. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. No spoon you have shall say to you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon. Spoon's incredible. The craftsmanship. Must have graced a rich man's table. She was changing into a monster. Recorded it in her diary. Poignant. Smashed mirror. As if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves. The monster. Journal's author, maybe? Sophisticated crafting. Tag bears a description. White's a true collector. Another spoon. Yep. Just as normal as the last one. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It makes sense. Right arm bit right off. Teeth all knocked out. Somebody tried to force-feed him. Broken neck, indentation in the skull's lateral surface, smacked in the head with something heavy. No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to death. None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Woman's name scratched into this wooden spoon. Romantic. Actually does seem like a White's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Cauldron I was looking for. White's not particularly tidy. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. Table's set. White who lives here is getting ready for some sort of feast. White that lives here, definitely afflicted by a curse, and it's been trying desperately to lift it. White's obsessed. Real collector. Thoroughbred. Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. We just need some brew. Afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
Not gonna hurt you. Wanna help? I've seen the words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it. Tried to bring folk here, convince them to sit at the table with you, right? Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest. now. We'll tend to you.
Need to get this right. Words of the curse were, "None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror."
Been searching for the right spoon for years, right? But curses can be tricky. Key to this one just might be that you can't eat with your own spoon. That's why we've swapped. This isn't right. I missed something? Listen, gonna stand up real slow. Gotta search the house again. Sit tight, I'll be right back. Calm down.
Damn it, it didn't work. Ate that vile stuff for nothing. Got the brew for Regis at least. Can't do anything for the white, though, except cut it down. Seems I'll have to kill the white in its own junkie. Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. Regis needs some brew. Afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron. Spoon, pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
We can't use spoons. No, that won't work. You've been looking for a spoon that would feed you, but there's no such spoon. We need to eat without spoons. Open your eyes. You need to see your likeness.
quite like I expected. Need to see what happened to the white. Won't be hard to find given its stench.
Easy. Not gonna hurt you.
Eat. I must eat.
I'll take you someplace safe. So I took her by the hand and led her here. Seemed the only sensible place for her.
You did the right thing, sir. She should recover quickly here. Don't worry, sir. I shall see to everything. She is safe here and in good hands. She'll soon be back on her feet.
Might actually take a while. She hadn't eaten anything in over 100 years when I found her.
Horrid. Whatever brought this about?
Told me her story on the way here. Her name's Marlena. She was once the very beautiful and proud heiress to the Trastamara estate. One evening, when she was holding a banquet for friends, a beggar came to her gate seeking alms. He had a bowl and a spoon with him. He sat outside her fence and waited.
I've heard of the custom. An ancient rite of hospitality that obliges one to give food and drink to such a guest lest he depart hungry.
Marlena didn't care a whit for the old customs. She drove the man off, saying she'd rather feed the leftovers. The beggar then broke his spoon, cast a curse. She was beautiful, so he said she'd never wish to look at herself in the mirror again. Since she adored feasts, He swore no one would ever wish to sit and dine with her, and as she even refused him the crumbs from her table, he swore she'd never find a spoon in the world that would sate her hunger.
A harsh punishment. I imagine lifting the curse was hardly simple.
Curses are tricky. They play on irony. Always gotta figure out what the catch is. Marlena had spent decades looking for a way to lift it. Transformed into a wight, she stole spoons and lured folk into her home, trying each time to get them to dine with her. Didn't work.
So what did?
Someone had to sit down and share a meal with her, of their own free will. They had to eat without using spoons, and make her look at her reflection.
That's it? That was all it required?
Simplest solutions are sometimes the last that come to mind. Besides, when you're a wight, it's pretty damn hard to find willing human company for a feast.
I imagine so. But most important...
Thanks. Gotta...
I thank you. So tasty. Oh, so good. Tasty. So wonderful. Thank you. I thank you. So tasty. Oh, so good.
Think your friend's hand will make for a nice broth?
You've clearly honed your sense of humor. But we are not cannibals, Geralt. I took a fragment of tissue from the hand. It will suffice to prepare some resonance.
What did you do with the rest?
I cremated it, as our codex commands. Raven told me you'd acquired the necessary ingredient.
Send your spies after me?
My watchers. Were something to go wrong, I could then arrive quickly to help.
Managed fine alone, but thanks for the thought. Gonna need much longer to finish brewing resonance?
That, I fear, might prove troublesome. You see, to use the concoction to summon the memories of one, the solution must contain the blood of another specimen of the same species.
Shouldn't be a problem. I happen to know a higher vampire who should be willing to help. Right, Regis?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid. While you were away, I tried my damnedest.
Not sure I understand what the problem is.
The blood must be in an agitated state. As I'm certain you know, higher vampires can change their... To make a long story short, I shall need to induce in myself a state of strong psychokinetic arousal. In brief, madness, rabidity.
Dangerous? Why?
True, but I should be highly agitated, in a state of fury. If you've ever seen an enraged vampire, you know very well.
How will we handle that? I'd rather not have you lunge it.
That makes two of us. But worry not. I've thought it through very thoroughly. Details to...
All right. So what do you want?
We shall visit Tesha Mudna, an ancient vampire estate. There we will find cages suspended in the beasts you will then kill. The bloodletting should prove profuse. Abundant enough so that the blood scent will drive me mad. Wild.
Tesha Mudna. What's it like?
It is a place of torment. A torture chamber. Long ago, shortly after we'd arrived in this world, one among us named Kagmar developed this, brought trouble on the entire species. Common folk wearied quickly of living in constant fear. They began to hunt us, seek the aid of mages and witches in tracking us down.
So what? Not like they could ever hope to kill you.
But they were bothersome. Forgive the comparison, but when did you last enjoy mosquitoes buzzing around your head? In any case, the other vampires decided something had to... A torture chamber was thus outfitted in the dungeons of Tesha Mudna. Inside it, a cage made entirely of a special alloy. Kagmar was captured and locked in the cage. Sat there over 2 centuries, driven to fury time after time, never able to escape. Thus...
See no reason to dawdle. Tesha Mudna...
In a moment.
What was that?
Blood. Oh, the last favor the Raven did me. I've also taken some Sangurium, a solution that sharpens one's sense of smell. 1 drop of blood shall smell like a gallon to me now.
You crazy? You're a recovering addict.
Your outrage warms my heart, Geralt. But you must remain calm. I have no choice. As things stand, the die is cast. High time we set off for Tesha Mudna. My head's spinning already, and you're starting to smell quite tasty.
And you're starting to scare me.
We have arrived. The sacrificial chamber of torture and torment lies underground.
Sure you know what you're doing?
I can only hope I do. Please, let's go. The longer we delay, the less control I shall have of my faculties. I'd really prefer not to hurt you.
You lead. Scurvers. Must be getting close to their feeding ground.
Correct. I told you there'd be danger. Beyond this wall lies...
An ancient vampire dungeon. Seen a lot of things in my time. Nothing quite like this, though.
I feel honored. A man with such a wealth of experience.
How the hell?
It's an ancient form of protection against unwanted guests. The mechanism which releases them. Latch reacts only to a higher vampire's blood.
Tricky mechanisms, a vampire hideout. Fortified, secured. Must have been important to your species once, Toussaint.
It shall always be so. During the conjunction, the gate from our world into this one opened upon this land and no other. This was the first place we saw. It's not far now, Geralt.
Human husbandry and care? This for real?
The author observed humans, their behavior, over the many years he spent breeding them. Morally suspect though it may be, it's a thorough survey of the topic.
This place. There's evil here. Death hangs in the air.
Yes. Great many beings have breathed their last here.
Glyphs are carved into the rock. Coated with blood used to be. They mean something?
They're emblems, symbols of, well, what you would call tribes, dispersed throughout the world after the conjunction. My ancestors placed them here to remind us all where we came from.
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham. My tribe, and Deadlove's. We both remained in this part of the world.
Seems your kind assembled a peculiar little library.
Indeed, though I personally did not lay a hand to it.
What's this symbol mean?
It's the symbol of the Tedet. Those who went east, beyond the Blue Mountains.
Cells? Who for?
Ah, disgraceful. Excruciatingly so, this particular page from our history. I'd rather not summon the demons of the past if it's all right with you.
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham. My tribe, and Deadlove's. We both remained in this part of the world.
Whose is this glyph?
Amaran. They ventured beyond the sea.
charming place. But what are all those cages for? Mentioned one vampire being kept here.
Yes, well, you see, humanitarians is something my ancestors were not. They concluded Kagmar would best be punished if he were tormented with the scent of blood he could not taste. Thus, they also kept humans here. Humans whose blood they slowly let. Kagmar ranted and raged in pain as those humans slowly bled to death.
They treated them like livestock. Live bait.
I'd like to be able to turn back time. Deny it, but alas, I can do neither. Feel shame for my brethren. That is all I can do.
Don't take it so hard. Nothing you could have done about it. Let's get to work.
Well, that was awkward. Fine. I prepared the bait. Please be so kind and place it. Ideally at the tunnel entrances. The scent will spread most effectively then. Place the bait at the tunnel entrances. Monsters will catch its scent more quickly.
When I think how these tunnels got here, send shivers.
It was the natural order of things. The place reeked of death and it attracted necrophages.
Done. One left. Think this'll work?
I certainly hope so. Meat's stench is so thick, I wager it carries clear to Novigrad.
This'll hold? Doesn't look like anything special.
I told you. Kagmar thrashed about inside it for over 2 centuries. Appearances can be deceiving.
Bait set. What now?
I shall enter the cage. You must chain me inside. The bars are made of an alloy that will prevent me from transforming into mist.
Kinda thought you wouldn't want to.
I shall be in great pain. My sole thought being to stop that pain. I cannot know what I will do. We must hurry. The beasts have caught the scent and also my head started spinning.
That the blood?
Someone who's never experienced a vampire's bloodlust does not know the true meaning of thirst.
Safe word. You know, something you'll say when you can't take it anymore.
And what will you do once I utter it?
Don't know. Calm you down. Somehow. You just smell the blood.
dry in a few hours. Scent won't bother me. Get you out of here.
The concoction.
You can't finish it in this state. Tell me how. I'll help you. Any better?
Far from ideal. And some time must pass before I fully recover. But yes, a bit better, thank you.
Never expected it to be like that. You didn't tell me.
We need not discuss it.
But we do. Because if I'd known you were going to subject yourself to torture...
What would you have done?
Found Dettlaff some other way.
I did not wish you to use any other way. Did that occur to you?
No, because I thought no being would ever willingly subject itself to that kind of pain. You vampires aren't any different from us in that regard.
I told you, the pain is my way of paying my debt. The enormous debt I owe Dettlaff. If I had to do it again, I would, in a heartbeat.
Resonance. It's ready.
Are you certain you followed the formula? The proportions were exact, the brewing time precise. This is important, Geralt. The slightest deviation could cost even a witcher dearly.
Relax. Got some experience brewing potions.
Very well. In that case, let's begin.
Excuse me. I shall only take a moment.
You jumped the queue, sir.
But Count, sir, you must understand. I've a meeting. The Count...
Sir, you were next. Please, take a seat. This gentleman was here first. Step down or you shall regret it.
Ah, fails to realize he was your friend, Count.
It was then I ordered him to give up his seat and step off the stand. If only you'd seen his face. We got him good, didn't we, Dettlaff? And then Mother insisted we buy the mill. Curious, eh? But at least I've a yarn to spin for friends and associates.
Forgive me.
What?
Awake at last. You writhe like a squirrel caught in a snare. I'd begun to fear they were death throes, that you'd departed.
Sure wasn't pleasant, but it worked.
What did you see?
Delacroix. His death did not come easy.
Seems Dettlaff had made friends with him. Still killed him, and chopped up his corpse.
And he was overcome with fury, remorse. Cut off the hand that had committed the murder.
Interesting. And entirely unlike the Dettlaff I know. See anything else?
Saw a moment. Delacroix did something selfless. Was kind to...
Why the uncertainty?
Nothing extraordinary about it. Normal, everyday situation, really.
Clearly the situation provoked such emotions in Dettlaff. Keep in mind, killing someone who's grown dear to us, it's bound to elicit strong emotion. Vampires are no different in that, Rick. Did you see anything else?
There was something. Showed up twice in the vision. A bootblack stand.
Peculiar.
Stand was somewhere in the Port District.
And the bootblack acted as if he knew Dettlaff.
Perhaps we should have a chat with the lad.
It's our only lead.
I shall join you later if it's no trouble. I don't yet feel strong enough to venture out.
That's fair. Rest up. Be back as soon as I learn anything.